video, acting hella awkward as usual. And today we're gonna talk about none other than the best series on the known planet. Because there might be other planets, and they might have really good authors. I don't know. I'm talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wings and Ruins, because I have finished the book, and I'm ready to talk about it. And this video is my non-review. If you don't understand that joke, watch my last video that I posted last week and you'll understand. So the first half of the video is going to be a should you read it, should you not? And then the second half of the video will be the spoilery talk about it, because I have a lot I want to say, and let's get into this. This is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. It is a hella popular book right now, so if you haven't read it, you probably own it, you probably know about it, you're probably thinking about it, or you probably have decided not to because of something you've heard or whatever. It may not be your thing. This is a young adult book. It is a loose retelling on the Beauty and the Beast story. The first one is, the other two not so much. It's about I'll read the synopsis, ready? Put on my library glasses. She stole a life. Now she must pay with her heart. See, it's so cheesy, I love it. Anyway. When 19-year-old huntress Feyre kills a wolf in the woods, a beast-like creature arrives to demand retribution. Dragged to a treacherous magical land known as Prythian, she knows about only from legends, Feyre discovers that her captor is not an animal, but Tamlin. As Feyre dwells in his estate, her feelings for Tamlin transform from icy hostility to fiery passion that burns through every lie and warning she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of the Fae. But an ancient, wicked shadow over the fairy lands is growing, and Feyre must find a way to stop it, or doom Tamlin and his world forever. New York Times bestseller! A Court of Thorns and Roses was written by Sarah J. Maas. She wrote the Throne of Glass series. She writes about fairies, and she writes about badass women who know how to do what they need to do to get their shit done. Feyre she's not Selena, okay? She's not like some trained huntress that is ready to kick ass, but she's still a strong, independent woman. This girl, and I'm gonna try to do this as unspoilery as possible, and I'm really sorry if I say something that's kind of spoilery. This is my first one that I've ever done. Feyre had everything when she was young, had it all ripped away from her, didn't even learn how to read, and was living in a shack with her two sisters and her dad, and kind of decided to keep living. You know what I mean? Her two sisters didn't, and I'll get into that later, but didn't decide to keep living, didn't die, but didn't decide to keep living in a way that she did. She taught herself how to hunt, and she made sure they ate and all this, and one night when she's hunting, she kills a wolf, and it kind of sets in motion this train of events that changes her life forever, like it does in most books. And she meets Tamlin, and they kind of fall in love, and then the evil person in this book resides in a place called Under the Mountain. They end up there, and you know, the climax of the story is there, and Sarah J. Maas does a really good job of showing what it's like to be in a situation that caused PTSD, and she writes about it beautifully in the second book and describes how Feyre heals, how she deals with the problem that she's having, how other people around you need to kind of learn how to deal with the problem, not that problem, but deal with this thing that you're living with to help you get better, and how it kind of it's about, you know, you deciding whether or not you're gonna get better or you're gonna let it ruin your life. It's a love story. It's a shock. Everything that happens in the first book is so contrast to what happens in the rest of the books. Her path in life changes again so drastically at the end of the first book. You love Feyre because she's not that bimbo, that stupid girl, that, you know, girl who can't even take care of herself and doesn't even try to take care of herself even though she can't. She takes care of herself. She's a badass, and those are the women Sarah J. Maas writes about, and I really, really enjoy that. My lord. And the men are scrumptious. It's great, and I just want to let you guys know, yeah, shit happens in the first book that make you hate some of the characters that aren't evil in the second book, and you're like, but they did this shit, they should have to atone for it. If you can't get past that, of course, don't read it. That's why you shouldn't read it, but at least read the second book so you can understand what was done at the end of the first book, and you can kind of get an idea of why things played out the way they did. I don't know, the book it's fantastic. In my opinion, you should read it. It's a great read. It's a nice sized book, not too big, not too small. It's got a great world, a great story. There are characters to hate, there are characters to love. There are new characters throughout the whole series. The only reason you shouldn't read this book is if you can't get past the point where there's moments where there's a guy or two that kind of take advantage of Feyre. But like in any book, there are the bad guys, there are the good guys, and you just have to hate that character and move on. It's a good book, in my opinion, and it's a popular opinion. I'm just saying, read the book. That's my non-spoilery should you read it, should you not? A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. The second book is bigger. It's A Court of Mist and Fury. This book is amazing. It is amazing. And then the third and final book that just came out is A Court of Wings and Ruin, and this book, you know, is about the same size as the first one, equally as amazing, if not more so. You know how some books have middle book syndrome? This doesn't happen in this book. Middle book syndrome don't happen. Okay guys, that is my should you read it, should you not? And now we're gonna segue into my not review, and I'm going to spoil the crap out of this book if you haven't read it. And as always, I'm Maddie Patty, romantic-ish at your service, and I will catch you guys next time.